Hello everyone, I'm Sean Manley with Manley Made Minute, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a first in a series of videos that I will release every Monday called Monday's Manley Made Minute. And this video series is just tips and tricks and ideas to share with you every Monday, just for beginners to seasoned. Not that everything I do is the Holy Grail. It's just I want to share everything with you. So let's get started with our first video. And today's first video just goes back to the very beginning of when I started card making, and this was a tool that I found extremely useful when it comes to card sizes and bases and layering. So stick around and I'll show you this quick little tip. Alright, first tip for Monday's Manley Made Minute. I have templates made for A2 sizes and square size cards. And this idea I got just by YouTubing, and I can't even remember who I got it off of YouTube, but I want to share it with you. It is extremely helpful, especially as a new card maker. If you're a seasoned card maker and measuring is just not your forte, this takes the guesswork out of measuring. So I'm going to go to my down camera and we'll get started. All right. Here are the templates. Super easy to do. Take about a half an hour out of your day when you're just not feeling like making a card, and you're going to cut these out. What I have done is I've cut these down into 1/8 size increments, and then I've labeled each one with the size. I went down pretty small in the sizes because the smaller I can go, I can use these for layering my greetings and sentiments. So I have them on a hook. And let me just take this out because I keep this hanging in my craft room so it's easily accessible. And these are the A2 size cards. I started with the base size of 5.5 by 4.25, and then from there I just go down 1/8 inch size after that. And what this helps you do is take the guesswork out of layering. So if you have, this is your base, and let's just say you want to put a matte layer over top of that. So I'm going to skip 1/8 and go to this one, would be my first matte layer. I might want to skip 1/8 and then go to my next layer. So this would be my card base, this would be my matting layer, and this would be my card. So then I just have the measurements right here with me, and I can visually see how this is going to layer. And then I can measure it and cut it. And measurements are right there, takes the guesswork out of it. So again, super easy to do, takes the guesswork out of it. And I have this layered in 1/8 increments all the way down to 2 7/8 by 1 5/8, because I can use these ones to layer greeting layers on top of my card. So this is the A2 sizes. I will, in the description below, I'm going to put all the measurements that I did so that you have them and you can recreate this as well. This is the square sizes. So square sizes, I did the same thing. I started with a standard square size base, 5.25 by 5.25, because this is what fits in the envelopes that I have. I don't usually go bigger than this, so this would be my card base. And same thing, if I want to layer this in 1/8 increments, there's my 1/8, 5 1/8 by 5 1/8. I can skip 1/8 and start this as my matte layer, 5 by 5. I'm going to skip 1/8 and layer that as my card. So my card size would be 4 3/4, or my card size would be 5.25. I'd have my matting base and then my layered base. Again, super easy, and I did the same thing. I went all the way down to 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, because then I can use these to layer sentiments on top of my card and measure it, and then everything should be proportionate because it's all in 1/8 increments and it's proportionate to the card. Again, I will put the link in the link, all the measurements to the square and all the measurements to the A2 size bases for you. And that is it. I put mine on a ring. I have them hanging right in front of me in my workstation. So they're I literally use these pretty much for every single card. So there you go. There's your tip number 1. All right. I hope you liked this first tip. I hope you use it. Find it very useful. I use this every time I make a card, like I said, so I just thought this would be the first first one to start for Monday's Manly Made Minute. Again, thank you for coming to my channel and watching and following. Be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button. And until next time, I'll see you then.